Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Raymond. Welcome back to my channel, Crypto Success Strategies. Today, I want to talk a little bit more about the Splash or the Splassive network. Um, Many of you have heard by now what it is and probably also are investing in it as well. Just wanted to kind of take a couple of minutes here and just go over some of my plans, I guess, if you will, for the next, I don't know, 90 days or so and what I want to do with the Splash network. All right, so you can see here I'm on the Splash page here, actually on the well section. And currently, at the time of this video, Splash is about, or Splash slash AVAX pair is about $39 and 12 cents a pair. Um, they have a little over 32,000 um, available AVAX, and their splash balance is a little over 71,000. So interesting enough, it's moving along in the right direction. Things are still going well. Hadn't heard any negativity about it from my perspective. Um, so things are looking good. I am investing in it in a little bit. I do have a couple of $100 just in there right now, just to kind of see how things are going before I do any more heavy investing in it. And I just wanted to show you. Let me open up this spreadsheet here. Just show you um, roughly what a couple of ideas I've been playing around with in my head. The first one is just looking at um, just a basic increase over time. I'm going to make this a little bit larger. So what this spreadsheet is just showing you what the current price of Splash is about how much I have in there now. Here's the daily ROI, a total investment, maybe just a little bit more than 150. And so if you just do the simple math that we all know, if you look at how much Splash you have, this Splash earned is calculated off what's in there now at this 2% per day rate, which gives me end of day Splash total amount of 7.74, which is roughly about $5.92 earnings at the current splash price of $39. My tap value is about $300. And so what I've done here with this tap value, or more so with this splash value, is I've given it a 0.5% increase per day. Of course, this is just arbitrary. These are just numbers that I was just playing around in my head. But if it were to increase about a 0.5% per day over the next 90 days, the splash price would be somewhere around $60 or so. And of course, this is just make believe. This is just playing around with some numbers. At the same time, with that same idea, at least the one thing that will be true if the network holds up is the 2% earned per day. At the end of 90 days, I will have 44 splash. I'm sorry, 45 splash in the account. And if the splash price increases up to uh, the daily amount earned would be $34, and the splash price would be about $60, which would make the total tap value just under $3,000 from the $150 investment that I was talking about earlier. So if things hold up in the 90 days, I can turn $150 into almost $3,000. It's not bad, especially just coming in and once a day hydrating without taking out anything and just let it ride for those 90 days. And then maybe at the end of the 90 days, I'll think about doing something different, maybe taking some out to kind of recoup my investment. About $35 a day or so, I can have it all done in, I don't know, a few days. I would say less than a week. Here's another example I was playing around with. If I did a bi-weekly investment of, let's say, buy five splash every couple of weeks, then the numbers would be a little bit different. What I didn't include in this spreadsheet was the increasing in value of the splash. I kind of just left it the same. And if things change out for the better, hey, it'll be better in the end. But this is saying that every 2 weeks, I add, five splash or so into the account, and my value would grow from 7.591 all the way down to 125. splash. And you can see that on the other calculation where I didn't add anything, I would just be at 44 splash. So by going in and increasing my splash manually, I can jump to 125 splash and only add it, what's that, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 splash. So 30 on top of the 44, which would give me 77. But if you compound or hydrate in this case every day, that 77 could actually turn into 125, which would make my tap value somewhere around $5,000. Now, of course, the initial investment now is no longer 150. It's going to be 150 plus whatever 25 splash would be over that period of time. So, of course, these are all speculative. These are just some scenarios that I was playing around with my head, to see how things would go if I were to do either one of those two options. But here's something that I wanted to show you that I thought was very interesting. And that is, I did a little research on over here on CoinGecko, and I kind of put in the drip network or the drip price. And as you can see, we're sitting about 42.83 today. But I looked at it over the 1 year time frame just to kind of look at the pattern that it was kind of taking to see what that would look like if the Splash network were to have a similar type of price uh, fluctuation or price changes over the course of a year if it were to last an entire year. And then I went just a little bit deeper and I started looking at the splash and the drip prices roughly around the same time frame. And I kind of brought this out over here into an Excel. I mean, I'm sorry, a PowerPoint presentation. But this is a snapshot from um, Coin Market Cap actually that shows the price of drip from its inception way back in this doesn't all the way go back, but way back to a year ago when it came about. You can see the price kind of was around here, $30, and it kind of dipped a little bit up and down. But then right about here in late December, January, it started to spike up, and the price just went from $30 to 75 up to 100 and something dollars. And so I looked at the took a closer snapshot, and you can see here the dates are from between December 8th to December 17th. And you can see the prices are just under $30 here. And then all the way down, like I mentioned before, midway through December, it jumped up to $75. And so I said, well, what happens if the price of Splash would do the same thing as Drip? And so this is the price of Splash as it is today. And so I took those two charts and I merged them together. You can see I just kind of merged them together. And if drip and splash hold in the same pattern, which they're kind of doing, it kind of gives you an idea of what could possibly happen to the price of splash um, after a couple of months or so. So then let's assume that they do hold the same type of pattern, right? And we know that the drip network started somewhere around April 2021, and it took a spike here. I think this was around December, mid December of 2021. So if we go all of April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, we're looking, I don't know, 8 or 9 months from now, we could start seeing some significant increases in the price of Splash. Obviously, my personal speculation is it may happen quite a bit sooner because of the familiarity people have with this type of a platform, and I think more and more people will adopt it and start moving in that direction. So, but let's just assume that it does have the same kind of growth pattern. So, right now we're in our first month or so of the Splash Network, which you got about 7 months or so left before we could potentially see a similar spike that we saw with the Drip Network. And so my plan is to continue to invest in the Splash Network as much as possible. and try to build up as much splash as I can. So when that time comes, if it does come, then I will be in a better position to take advantage of the price increases and put my position at a much higher rate than I am now. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you found some of the information I was able to share with you helpful. In the meantime, go out, take a look at Splash. Um, See if it's something that you may want to do. My referral link is, of course, located in the description. And as always, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And I'll talk to you guys later.